What y'all thought? We weren't about to be back for What the Fuck Wednesday? No. It's What the Fuck motherfucking Wednesday. Hey, no, text me that link so that people can get on here, the one that they could use without the motherfucking without having the Podbean app. Text me that link whenever you get a second. I'm gonna go ahead and share the space. But what's up, guys and goddesses? We back for another What the Fuck Wednesday after Fuck Around Find Out Tuesday. We made it through the motherfucking hump day, and we're trying not to be weekend before the motherfucking weekend. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. We gonna get this bitch turned up because, as you know, you're in the number one place for Americanized propaganda and real fearless entertainment. Boy, oh boy, do we have a What the Fuck Wednesday for you today. And we're late for a reason. I'll let Nova tell you that once we get this bitch cracking. But we got DJ Crazy Man in here. Nova's in the motherfucking building. Your boy JMC's right here. We about to get this bitch cracking, and it's gonna make you say, what the fuck today? Because there's a lot of shit we want to talk about. So we gonna be here for the time allotted. What's up, Podbean? What's up, world? What's up, Spotify? What up, everybody that this shit gets distributed on? Let's get this shit cracking for another What the Fuck Wednesday. What up?
Welcome to my hood. There ain't nothing normal. You can take a walk in my hood. Everything paranormal. Everything paranormal. If you scared of dying, we got something for you. Open up the door, you can be immortal. If you really drive around, step into the buckle up. I'ma show you where it's at. We gon' burn a couple blunts, we gon' pop a couple caps. I ain't talking about 4-5s from the strap. Psilocybin driving, so we headed off the map. What you know about?
Sorry, we're trying to figure out which Black Mirror episode we're in right now. We're gonna figure it out now.
Just received an
It's the Think Hard crew. Yeah. Yo, it's the Think Hard crew. What up? Yeah. It's the Think Hard crew, you know. It's the Think Hard crew. What up? It's the Think Hard crew. Yeah. I got my shit lit. I'm gonna pass it to the left. But what we need today is to get everybody in this bitch asking themselves, what the fuck?
What you need?
It's What the Fuck Wednesday. We're back to this bitch. It's the Think Hard crew. God, you love to hate the motherfucking love.
What you need?
Coming at you weak with some real shit. Be undefeated, bitch.
What you need?
Undefeated is a fucking understatement.
Oh, man. Woo.
Yeah, man. So welcome to WTF, What the Fuck Wednesday. And around here, we spell Wednesday WINSDAY, because if you don't tell yourself you're winning, who the fuck is?
Government's not.
Yeah, they ain't gonna tell you you're winning. They're just gonna let you know they're winning.
Social media gonna play like it. It's gonna fake like you winning. Social media, it's a lot of fake winning on there. So yeah, you gotta have that shit within, bro. All the way inside.
100%, 100%.
Ooh,
So
man.
I know we was talking before we started the show, and we made sure we weren't on time because we usually start at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, and that's PM. But today we found out that
What we find
being
out?
on time. Well, yeah. So we found out that being on time is actually promoting white supremacy.
What the fuck?
So, say for instance, like if you're supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock and you get there at 8 o'clock, you're a white supremacist or you're
What the
supporting
fuck?
white supremacy. You're not just trying to
Damn.
get to work on time.
Being punctual is a white thing, huh?
Yes, well, not just a white thing, but a white
White
supremacy
thing,
thing.
huh?
So
Oh
it's like
shit,
it makes me feel like a white supremacist if you have to be there on time.
man. Oh
It
man.
makes me feel superior over
Is
you,
that why?
which let's think about it. The majority, not well, we'll say the majority, the biggest population in America would be white.
Right.
So
What?
the biggest population of every category is going to be white. So that for means that white
Well, I
people
guess it
are
makes
white.
sense though, right?
Right, it
Because
does.
I guess it makes sense though, right? Because think about it. CPT exists, right? Color People Time. If y'all not familiar with that, it's the if you want to look up your Ebonics or you want to ask your nearest black person what does CPT mean, they will explain to you that color people time is niggas show up whenever the fuck they want to.
Right.
Normally,
Or you could ask
it's
your
not
nearest.
fashionably late either, right? It's just
Right.
whenever.
Or you could also you could ask your nearest Jamaican / Indian, or you could go ask a Congolese, which a person from Congo, a
Oh my
Congolese says
God, bro. We gotta
that
talk about that today too, bro. That had me
yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
hey, but look how that. Okay, so I was thinking about this. All right, so we talked about how your great grandfather, right?
Yeah, my great
Okay,
grandfather. Yep,
was a black German. Okay,
absolutely.
all right, so obviously he himself didn't come from Africa then.
Right.
Like I'm not saying it's like
No, he
some
himself was born in Germany.
right. So like maybe like his grandma or whatever the fuck came from Africa or whatever, right?
Maybe,
But like
maybe, right?
but as of now, we're not calling him a German African or
Right.
anything
He
like
was
that. We're
just a
calling him a
German.
black German
German. Yeah.
or a German. Okay,
Yeah.
so all right, so
He was black
I
as
got
shit
this
though.
concept, bro, and I wanted to ask you what you think about it. So,
Okay.
what do you think about what if all of the people that were already enslaved in Africa were the worst of the worst in Africa? And that's why the Jewish people were able to, or the Khazarians, were able to
Hook 'em up with
grab
the Europeans. Yeah.
right.
Be the
Think
plug.
about that. Like, and then maybe that's a known thing.
Right.
And so maybe that's why that guy from the Congo said, nah, bro, I'm not black. I'm fucking Congolese.
Right.
And then he said them choice words that he said.
He said, "I'm not you." He said, "I'm not." Man, he said, "I'm not you, stupid welfare, bro." He had the whole stereotype.
Yeah.
And he's from Congo. It's
And
like you think
called him nigga with the
called him a
R.
nigga with the hard ER. He
Like
said,
a
"I am
hard,
not
like harder than
you,
I've. I mean,
Bro,
I
it
don't
was
know.
harder than
I don't know
any
if there's a
person.
harder one. I
Bro,
think that might just be. I'm not saying that you can't do a hard one like that, but I'm saying I don't know if there's a harder one than that.
Bro, that came from his soul, nigga. That was
Fuck
so
yeah, bro! That motherfucker has been taught that shit,
That
homie.
nigga said, "I'm not one of you American niggers." I was like, "Whoa!" Is this
Food
nigga
stamp,
blacker?
broke down ass, punk
Food
boy.
stamp, crusty ass. He dogged that nigga. I'm like, jeez. Like, and I'm thinking like, hey, what they used to say, take your ass, nigga, go back to Africa. Africa don't want us, nigga.
Shit. But then on the other hand, the black dude from America, the streamer, he was a fucking idiot too because he was like, "Oh, give me your black card." Dude's like, "Huh?"
Black person.
He's like, "You're the only black person in there. It's white people around you." Then the Indian dude or the Muslim dude or the I should say Middle Eastern dude, I think it was, or Indian. He was like, "There's only one white person in here, man."
Right? Yeah.
So that just shows like there's a deep down something that we have not been taught. We have not been
Yeah,
told
bro.
about
We don't. Yeah.
slavery and all of the stuff about Africa, because
Yeah.
why wouldn't the Congolese people be taught, man, the black people in America, we should all want them to come back to their home
Yeah,
because
but
they
then
were
that's what you
stolen.
hear Akon
That's
and shit say that, like, oh, they want us to come back. But if you
yeah,
go,
bitch, because you got money, bitch. You
yeah,
gave
but
them
guess what
you
though?
gave them power, bitch.
But
You
guess what
from
though?
there, bitch.
But guess what? No, like I've literally watched. I'm literally like follow this she's a young woman in Africa and she wants to be a reporter. And she's literally walking around like Nigeria. She was doing a whole bunch of other different countries, but she was
Hmm.
asking them. She's like, how about we promote getting our African brothers and sisters in America to come back home? And she was asking this on the streets, and these Nigerians was like,
Like not set up at all. It was
yeah,
straight up
no,
like, yeah,
no,
okay.
bro. The nigga looked like he was pissed that she even stopped him to talk. You know what I mean?
Like
Like,
what?
yeah, he's like, excuse me. He's like, why would we want that? He's like, we don't need them. We don't need them here. We need them here for. You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, well, they're our brothers. He's like, we don't need them there. Let them stay there. We got everything we need going on right here, right now. We can handle it ourselves. This is what he says. He said, we don't need them to come back. Them are not our brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? This is what the fuck he said. So I'm like, whoa. I'm
And
like, man,
bro, like
and he was so shocked, nigga.
I've talked to a lot of people that actually came here from or just here on like missionary type shit or whatever from Africa. And I've never seen people come here and try to get people to go back with them,
Oh, bro, not at all, bro.
even on a religious tip.
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you this. I did work for. Remember that fashion show? Me and Joe Allende got hired to do some music and shit for.
Yeah.
For that it was a Nigerian lady, and it was a fashion show. We did the music and shit, and we did a couple sets, a couple song sets, during the fashion show, and it was downtown in the art district and everything. It was my city, put it on and everything. It was pretty dope, right? But afterwards, we're talking to the lady. She asked me to do another one. You know what I mean? And I was like, nah, I'm good. But I ain't telling really why, because I was just kind of disgusted with the conversation that we had afterwards, because we were just talking, you know what I mean, and we got onto this conversation of, you know what I mean, the slavery shit. And she was like, and I was like, yeah, a lot of people don't understand that, you know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of wealthier Africans that was selling other people. So like, I don't know what's the big, we were just talking about it. She was,
Mhm.
my wife's Italian, obviously, and I'm black. We were talking about our relationship, and shit like that. And I was like, we don't fall for the facade. She's like, yeah. Cause she's like, my grandfather, he is a king. He's the king of a region in Nigeria, and they were on the coast. And he was the king of a region on the coast, so he was like part of
Right. He had
the
access to the
trade.
goddamn ships, basically.
Right. So yeah. So she told me that he used to tell his own brothers, his own little brothers, and his own children and his own grandchildren, when they misbehave, he said, "You misbehave, I sell you to the white man." You know what I'm saying? Like, and then she laughed about it, and I looked at this bitch in the face. It didn't even laugh. I didn't laugh at all. I looked her dead in her eye. She's giggling about it, and I know she probably felt it. Like, oh yeah, I
Hmm.
shouldn't be laughing. Now, that's some shit you don't laugh about that shit. Like, nigga, like, that's not a fucking
Right.
joke. No
Because it's
matter
a
if it's
goddamn bunch of, I'm not saying it's not true, but it's definitely
right.
fabricated.
Absolutely, but at the same time, it's like, geez, like, you don't even give a fuck either. And
Yeah.
on
Y'all
top of that,
motherfuckers just participate in the fuck shit and like, it's all good.
Yeah, so yeah, bro. Like, I've had Nigerians tell me to my face. You know what I mean? I've had rich ass Saudi princes tell me to my face. Nigga, tell me, watch my mouth or I'll send you to the salt mines.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, whoa, like, and it's like, who the fuck you think you is, bro? Like, you really about to come over? You really about to fucking? How you gonna get me out of America type shit? But the nigga talk like he got so
Right.
much money that, you know what I mean? Like, it's all been a type of fucking,
And
shit that we don't
so
even know about. You know?
think about like what you were just saying, right? So that obviously means that slavery was not just native to America.
No, or not just a white. person European thing. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's, black people love to do this thing where they be like, yeah, the white people they steal everything from us. They steal the way we walk, the way we talk, our club design. They steal everything from us. We our inventions, everything, all the cool shit that's invented was a black. You know, they said they steal everything. They steal a culture. They steal, but they won't admit that these niggas stole colonizing from them. It's like, well, then they
Right.
stole colonizing too. Then no, they
Right.
ain't still not. No, they
Or
learned it on their
this one, bro.
own.
This is the one that really gets me. There's no way that a black person can inherently be
Oh
racist.
man, that shit's crazy.
Like, what are you
Bro.
fucking talking about, bro? Get in the goddamn car with me, and I will take the white person that just said that, or the black person,
To
to
South
a
Africa?
to. I'll just take them to a part of Atlanta,
Yeah, that too.
and it don't make a fuck what color you are. If you ain't from that side of town, they don't like you.
They
Period.
ain't fucking with you.
It don't even matter what color you are, bro.
They don't. It
So if
don't.
you could act like that over the side of town, you goddamn right you could act like that over any fuck. Come on,
Bruh,
man. Like
let me tell you.
everybody can be
Wait. Let me
racist.
tell you.
Come
Let me
on.
tell. Let me tell y'all something you can actually look up.
Even
look
Bruce
up-
Wayne can be racist.
Hold on. Go look up Disney's. Go look up Disney's diversity rules. Go look up the what, who, and what they hire and why they hire them, and then just do some little research into that shit, and then
Right.
come back and tell me is that racist or not.
Or
You know what I'm
or
saying? Like, and they're hiring. They're trying to hire gay black males. Like
Right.
they're literally. That's what they're literally looking for.
right.
then
And
when
that's
they turn
definitely
down-
diverse, right?
Yeah. I'm just saying, bro. Like
Think
it's
about this.
wild. It's
I was
wild,
reading
bro.
this shit, bro, and it was like, and I don't even know if this was real. It could have been totally created, but
I'm
was
glad
from
you
a-
say that.
it
What
was
up,
from
old
a-
man? What up, Bruce Wayne?
it was from a black stewardess, and I don't know what the airline was, but so basically at the end of this story, it was like the stewardess, the pilot, the co-pilot, the security, and whoever else that gets on the flight, right? Maybe even a flying marshal or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was black,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like,
Black Job.
not Black Job. That was a whole different Trump
okay.
thing that he
Yeah,
said. But they took that and ran with it too. You know what I mean? He didn't even. But
I know it was stupid.
but anyway, basically the person was saying this. They were like, "I'm glad that I work for a company that's so diverse."
Mm.
I'm like, well, hold on just a goddamn second now.
Mm-hmm.
How many? Let's just be honest for a second. How many black pilots are there? How many black stewardess are there? How many black?
There's a lot, but it's not like.
But it's a smaller population or
It is.
percentages because
Compared
of
to-
just the
right.
percentage or population of the amount of people. And it's like, so you're telling me that, and I don't like, I could care fucking less as long as the dude can fly the plane and the woman knows how to do her job and this dude knows that. I don't give a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
believe me. But it's also, I'm also smart enough to look at that and be like, well, but that's not diversity though. Like it would be diverse as fuck if you had a Mexican or Hispanic, right?
Right.
And then you had, because every
let's just
every
be, like,
Hispanic
can
doesn't
we
come from
really-
Mexico.
Can we be real and be like, a lot of, black people, there's a small percentage of black people who even pursue being pilots.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
saying?
saying. So
There's-
it's like,
how about,
how the
let's just
fuck
be
is that
real?
diverse
Yeah.
when all of the people were the same color? If it was all white people, it would be considered white
Yeah.
supremacy.
Yeah. That's
Just like if you, old man, just know
Yeah.
from now on, we won't be starting on time. Because if you start on time, you're participating and you're supporting white supremacy now. Supposedly, according to the
Also,
Washington
if you
Post, I think it
support
is
math- If
article.
you support math too, you're supporting white supremacy too.
Right. Like if you think 1 + 1 is 2, whoa boy,
Okay.
you
Okay.
fucked up.
And if you think
And
one
also,
one
if
times
you
one equals
believe,
2, then you might be with Terrence Howard, but you still consider racist. Not
right?
racist.
But it's okay for a Nigerian king to tell his kids and other people, if you don't act right, I'm gonna sell you to the white man. Like,
Right.
is there a such thing as double standards anymore,
Bro,
or is
it's a
everything
laugh.
just
and then laugh about it, bro.
and laugh
Like,
about it.
I was like, hell no, I'm never listening to that. Africa's the motherland type shit because I knew like every time somebody was preaching that shit from Dr. Umar to you remember those colors those series came out, the documentaries about
Yes.
that shit. I never listened to none of that shit because I mean as true as as much truth that was in there because the truth was basically like hey there's been black people everywhere obviously you know what I mean you know what I'm saying like
Right.
you
Like,
can't not think that there wasn't already 80 million niggas not even like niggas just people 80 man, when I say niggas, I mean humans, you know what I'm saying? 80 million motherfuckers on this continent before the Europeans showed up, like, or before
right.
even the Africans showed up, or before anybody with a Navy showed up to America, you would be a retard to think that it wasn't already
Right.
80 million motherfuckers here, bro. Like, so it
Right.
was just like, so like, and this what's so wild is that we got so much history of what was going on, quote unquote, in Africa or in Europe or in Germany or in France or in Italy, or we
Hey,
know all about all of that shit. But like, American history is so wishy washy and full of fucking fabricated bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that's how you know
Well,
it's still a new nation. And like, whatever happened, like,
super new nation. Like
yeah,
we
and
talked about yesterday, Berlin was the best
was the
city
Mecca. Yeah.
melting pot for 700 fucking years before World
Yeah.
War II ever thought about
Yeah.
starting, bro.
Yeah. That's wild, bro. And it's like,
America is not 400 years old. It's 250 something years fucking old. I don't even
yeah.
know how the fuck somebody could be a slave somewhere for
Well, they
400
say
years
we were
when the
slaves.
goddamn place ain't even been active for.
Listen, this is what they say. No, they say we were slaves for like 200 something plus years, and then we went through Jim Crow for 100 something years, and then we went through some other bullshit for the other 100 years or
Right.
whatever, and that equals 400 years of
Well,
oppression.
okay, so
But if
think
you
about
want to
this.
think about it, bro, didn't
During
let's
that
just take,
time, during the
bro,
Jim Crow
nobody's
time,
been free then.
what came
If that's the
about
case,
during the Jim Crow time? What came about? Uncle Tom. Now, why is Uncle Tom a derogatory when in all reality it was a real man and he
yeah,
was he was actually a good dude.
he actually was a hero for real. For real.
Right, like
He
so why
saved
would
some
it be
people from
bad
the
for you
great
to
and
get
shit.
caught? That shit is fucking ridiculous. And then also, what's the difference between a colored person and then a person of color?
Yeah. They just
Bro,
switch it
because
around and it's so
if you
fucked up.
said colored person, if you in 2018, if you said colored person, you'd get looked like a goddamn fool. But in
Oh my
2024, if you say person of color, you're right. That's
oh my
fucking
god.
ridiculous,
That shit
bro.
is hilarious, man. That is
But and
hilarious.
then the Congolese dude can look at a dude from America and call him an NIG with the hard fucking R, and it's okay, and he's not racist for that. Why? A person from that lives and breathes in Congo is not the same race as a person that is born and lives or whatever in America. But if that person that has the same skin tone, not really the same skin tone, much darker skin tone than majority of Americans that are black in America, that's not racist. If a person from Congolese,
Yeah,
or I'm sorry, from Congo
yeah.
calls somebody NIGE hard fucking R, that's not racist. But if a white person from West Virginia calls
Bro, that
an
whole
African that
we're
lives in
gonna have to
Africa
have
that, then they're racist.
we're gonna have to have a show called we're gonna call it the title gonna be nigger. We're gonna name it that and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get some guests on the show. We're gonna get some white people from the south. We're gonna find us an African. I'm trying to tell you, bro, and we just gonna have a talk about this actual word so we could figure out like what the fuck like how we've been gypped. It's just like a any other scam out there
Right.
like the coronavirus or like
Right. Well, and also I think everyone needs to know actually who came up with that word and then who tied it to and associated with the energy that it's got
right.
today.
Right. The origin shit. Who knows? Like shit, there was a word that originated before that word called negus, Negus. And it
Yes.
could just be the European translation, trying to understand why these black people were calling each other
Or
niggas.
I got an
Yeah,
idea. Think
maybe.
about
Who
this,
knows? I'm
bro.
just saying.
Think about this. What if a Nigerian king came up with it?
Well,
Because where he lives at is called Niger.
Well, that's what Negus means. Negus means king. Ain't that crazy?
Right. So you got someone that lives somewhere, you take out one G, and the motherfucker says the exact goddamn thing that
Negus. But think about what a
I'm talking about Niger. I'm talking about
yeah,
Niger.
Niger, that too. You know what I mean? But if you think about what Niger or Nigeria, you know what
So
I'm saying?
is it more crazy to think that somebody came up with the word nigger in Niger, or is it more crazy to think that somebody came up with the word nigger in the south of the United States? I'm just saying.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
I mean, come on now.
The most common explanation would be like me going down south and seeing y'all use a term, right? And then me trying to pronounce that term in my northern accent. You know what I mean? So it's like if the Europeans went to Africa and these kings who were selling these slaves was calling each other niggas. And
Niggas,
you know what I'm saying?
niggas.
Or niggas, whatever the fuck they were saying. And then the white man's like, niggas?
What are they saying? Fucking, I guess he's a niggas. He's a niggas.
He's a niggas. Niggas. Get y'all.
Yeah, tell them niggas. Tell them niggas to get over here.
You know what I'm
Niggas.
saying? Like, because back then, even the white dudes didn't say nigger. They
Bro,
said
and
nigga.
think
Get
about
your
it.
ass on
They
that
had,
boat, nigga.
bro, think about it. They had a salesman. They had a broker. They had somebody brokering this
They
deal.
got receipts,
So the deal that the guy that brokered the deal was like, oh yeah, you get 15 niggas today. You get 15 of these niggas. And the guy's like, oh, I guess they're called niggas. Fuck, I don't know, motherfucker. Shit, you sold them, bitch. Like, god damn, bro.
Language has always been key, y'all, and that's something that we need to have an episode on too. Is just about language in general, because I think it goes really underestimated the power of the language. You know, I think like the sword when they made the sword become the pen, like the sword used to be the sword. Like you used to have to be. See, what's dope about all of it is like you used to have to be dope with the sword and dope with the pen. You know
now you just got now the sword don't matter. Now the sword's demonized. The sword's too male chauvinistic.
You too masculine for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Toxic masculinity if you still battle with a sword. Like,
what's up, celery sticks? You eat them you eat them with ranch or what? Peanut butter or how you do it?
Peanut butter, ranch, a little bit of I use peanut butter and ranch. Sometimes just a little salt to get it off for me.
Mm-hmm. Or you know what? Hummus.
What?
When I get hummus. Oh shit, boy! Hey, look, if you get some carrots and some celery, I mean, you can use chips, pita bread, all that shit.
You done said Hamas on the fucking.
Oh shit, yeah, but not hummus. I like my favorite hummus is black bean hummus, bro. That shit is fucking fire. I got two things of it in the fridge right now. Fuck around, I'll go eat it right now.
I got another what the fuck.
I'm just over here supporting white supremacy. That's it.
That's all good, bro. I appreciate you. I'm supporting it too, nigga.
You know, Uncle Tom ass motherfucker, you.
Hey, hell Hitler.
Like, how fucking corny is that, bro? To call a goddamn black hero a goddamn Uncle Tom, and then call him and say you just want to be white. Like, what are you even talking about, bro?
Bruh,
like, god
what
damn.
they used to say to me in the hood, bro? Listen, bro. You listen. It's so funny because I've had such a fucking experience in life to be able to like live with white people.
But there is. I just want to say this though.
I've lived with them all. Like I'm just saying. Like
Jason, let me say this, bro. There is a difference though between because like okay, I've been in areas of the world right that motherfuckers be like, man, oh, Uncle Tom ass motherfucker,
right? And
what they mean by that is not like you trying to be this white guy that keeps us down. They're basically saying like. Man, you like calling somebody a police. Like I don't know. Maybe people don't get the slang. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole different energy tied to it than what
You know how many people in the hood, bro? Listen, we used to be like, bro, you talk white. I'm like, excuse me? What do you mean I talk white? I'm like, you talk white. You talk like you smart. So wait, so only like, and these are coming from black people. I used to be like, bro, y'all niggas sound retarded.
Well, how about this? I've been told multiple times
words and shit, bro.
I've been told multiple times that I talk black, and I'm like,
crazy. Nigga.
I'm like, so what does that mean? I'm like, oh, you just talk black.
Bro, they used to
Like,
be like, "Oh,
okay.
you use 3-syllable words. You said this. Like, what do you mean? Like, they don't even know what that shit means. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said," and I'm like,
you
man,
you use 3-syllable words and shit.
bro. Then I used to, because I'm a rapper, right? I used to rap. I used to be in the hood freestyling. I'm freestyling with the homies and shit. These niggas is like, bro, like, nigga, you, you rap like you educated, and
You rap like a white person.
I'm like, nigga, because
But
I
I
am.
mean,
I
but
have
not
what?
white person though. You're like something wrong here, and it's
Yeah,
like,
bro.
God damn, bro, we've been
You
programmed to the point where we think that certain
talking using
boxes
proper
actually
English,
exist,
nigga. Using proper English is a white thing, like you just saying. Like,
and
you
it's
feel me,
it's also supporting white supremacy. We know
bro?
that, but
Because I can show up on time and use proper English when needed, But I have this podcast where I can just talk how the fuck I feel like it. But you know what I mean? Like when you're in certain situations, like it was so crazy that my parents had to teach me, like, hey, when you go to this job interview, make sure you don't be yourself, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be
mm-hmm.
yourself. You know what I mean? Make sure da 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 da, and how fucked up all that shit's always been. You know what I mean? It's
Right,
always been
yeah, man, yeah,
super
it's a
weird like that. Oh, you talk black. Oh, you talk white. Oh, or like, okay. But then listen, it fucks people up then when you see a whole white dude who grew up in Jamaica speaking with a Jamaican accent, and then people say he's cultural appropriating
motherfucker
when
get pissed the fuck off, and they're
he's
like,
more
but
Jamaican than me.
it's like, wait a minute though. He literally fucking was born and grew up that he don't know no other way.
Right,
Goddamn.
exactly,
I
bro.
mean,
Like
what do you want him to do?
just
And
like
that's
white
just
people.
like,
I met a white person, blonde hair, blue eyed, straight out of fucking South Africa. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Is born and raised, bro. Like she was
Mm-hmm.
fucking 16 years old when I met her. She was in Ohio as an exchange student.
Right.
Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. Like, and then it's just like people want to say she's not part of their culture. She is. Like, why ain't she? Like, shit, why ain't she part of the culture? Shit, she fucking grew up. All she know is South Africa.
I
She don't
know.
know. She don't know nothing else, nigga. Like, so that's some bullshit. I don't believe that shit, and that's why you tell. Man, we can. It's a race. RACE with this fucking racist shit. It's just like a whole rat race. If you want to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of it, then you claim to be black and shit like that. And I be telling people, I ain't no fucking crab, bro. I ain't black. They be getting mad like, give me your black card. You can have it, nigga. Huh?
Yeah, give me your black card. You got white people around you,
Dr.
motherfucker.
Umar wouldn't support my music at all because I'm married to a white woman. I had somebody ask me, how can your white wife have the strength to raise your melanated children?
The strength.
Yes, nigga.
Yeah.
She said, she's like, serious question. Do you really think that your wife would be able to raise your melanated children? You think she'll be strong enough? I'm like,
Well,
I said, what the fuck does that even mean,
yeah,
bro?
that's an up
I asked
north
her, I
thing. I
said, what
promise
does
you,
that
because
even mean? I'm like, nigga, my wife hair is brown because of fucking melanin. She has millions of moles because she has fucking melanin. She's Italian. She has
it
dark
doesn't
eyes
matter.
because
You
she
can be
has.
the pastiest motherfucker on this planet, like Elon Musk, and guess what?
You
He
still got
still
some.
has melanin in
Right,
him.
I'm like, I don't get what you fucking. No, there's a different kind of. I'm like, my wife don't get sunburned. Like she don't. I don't. I've never seen her burn in the sun. I've never seen my wife go through. Like I've seen niggas burn in the sun. I've burnt. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying? But
There
it
was a
don't do
dude
it.
on the news last night. He had long dreads, and I swear it was a black dude, right? And the motherfucker, I swear to God, had a fucking sunburn. That
Oh
bitch
yeah,
was
well this
pink
the
as
thing
fuck in the
about it. The
face.
thing about it, let me tell you, the thing about it. When we get a sun,
Motherfucker
it
was
just don't.
pink as
It
a
don't
motherfucker.
hurt. It's not something that hurts or like we just get darker. We absorb it, but it just we still get sunburnt. It still me.
Right.
I still
See, I had a
I
homeboy
still
named
feel
Goomy,
like I
and
was in the sun too long. You know what I mean? You know how you feel like when you get sunburned, you feel sun poisoned. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like I've
Well,
been
because I was about to
ultraviolet
say, like,
poisoned before.
I've
Yeah.
literally sat in a goddamn house full of black folks before, many times in my life. But I'm just saying, this time I'm talking about, I was talking to my homeboy's grandmother, and it was like his cousins and goddamn aunt, uncle, and shit sitting around, all kind of people over there. And every one of these motherfuckers told me that they've gotten sunburnt before, and
Right.
sometimes it hurts.
Yeah.
And then you get, and it's like, bro, it's like,
for me, I
This
just
is
get poison.
skin, regardless of what color it is.
I
This is
get sun
goddamn
poison.
human skin, which is
And
an
you know what?
organ.
That shit feel like a hangover, like you're drunk. Like sun poisoning feels like you've absorbed too much. I feel
Hell
like I
yeah, and
drank
your
too much
whole
alcohol.
goddamn body will hurt.
Yeah,
Almost
absolutely.
like some heat exhaustion shit or
Yeah,
something like that.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's the start of heat exhaustion. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
man.
like if you don't get out of there, you know what I mean, or do something about it or drink. But you know, like it's just wow. The old man says actually no one's actually black or white. Exactly. We're all shades of brown. I completely fucking agree, bro. All different kind of shades of brown.
100%. And as a husband of a color analysis and person that does color analysis, that's 100% right.
Absolutely.
The color white or black actually isn't even a real color.
Nope. This is the absence of each other.
Show it to me on the goddamn rainbow color scale.
And then black and dark, like people like black and dark, like they like to compare black and dark and light with white. See, and that's another disparity that we've had, that they've always, you know, they built this association that, you know, light
is
dark,
good.
you know,
White light is
dark,
good.
dark
It's,
black
you
is
know.
night. You know what I mean? Dark. You know they are.
And you know what though? Hey, check this out, bro. It could be, but that doesn't mean it has to do with people.
No, absolutely, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it could be that like
it doesn't mean that it's absolute or it's bad though. Like if you call it black magic or dark voodoo, like does that necessarily mean that it's bad? What if it's just called dark because instead of pulling from the light source is pulling from a negative source? Or what if, you know what I mean? Like what if
so then you've got so then you're telling me that everybody that came from a part of the world that voodoo came from, and then it spread out throughout the whole world. You're telling me that they're all like demonic? Well, then what is demonic? Because if you're going off of demonic, then you're going off of a Christian scale of what's good or bad. Now, you've got people that live all over the world that don't believe in Christianity whatsoever. Does that automatically make them bad? Does it make them stupid? Does it make them non-spiritual? No, it makes them not so believing in a certain religion. They got us so fucked up, man. You know, but the thing about it is we need to take a smoke break. This is What the Fuck Wednesday. And also, there lies our truth. But within that, there lies our truth. Like all the answers, right? All the questions. There lies. Just spell it. Spell it the way it sounds, and then spell it the way it sounds.
I
There lies
got jungle
our truth.
fever too, old man.
There lies our truth.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is a white supremacy show. So all that shit, that needs to be cut out immediately. Now I'm putting my goddamn white hood back on, and I'm in the show. Woo!
Yeah, look at me, I'm the one that you came for. I'm everything you ever wanted, no change though. I'm the cheddar, the green, the guap and the cream, the bread and the butter, but man make the dough. I'm the reason niggas kill folk and make the lies that you call true. I'm the reason why they call troops and drop bombs on the land till they call truce. I'm the false truth. The American dream ain't nothing it seems until you believe and make me your king. Be slaved by me and these shackles are free. And they got diamonds, man, look how they bling. I'm the reason why they rap and the reason why they sing. And why niggas told gas just to jack everything. I'm your purpose for living, forget everything but my lies are our truth. There lies our truth. If you catch us in the live, wanna...
Now look, Kendrick Lamar tried to buy this song. We didn't sell it to him. And then he comes out with a song years later, They Not Like Us. Oh, same shit. This one's a lot deeper. Saying the same shit though.
I'll provide you with truth, just listen to the lies.
Looks like Kendrick's been wanting to get this motherfucking message out there for a minute. Goddamn.
Truth. There lies our truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? I got my eye on you too, making sure you brainwashed through the YouTube. I'ma get your kids lost in the most views. Show them how I boss move, trying to fit in God's shoes. Spitting bars, no lawsuit, but when the consequences fall through, watch it all fall down till the goat don't move. As the violence ensues, I'll broadcast it all on the news and tell you there's no choice but lose, and tell you there's no.
They said that shit during COVID, right? They said if you didn't get that thing, you was going to die, and it was going to be a dark winter, and everybody was going to die.
Voice but that of my own. If you value your own, stay quiet or get
Silence like phones.
I am all in your home. I control what you do, what to buy and consume.
Lay up.
I make truth out of lies, and if you don't comply, I send Jacqueline Hyde to make sure that you die. Their lies are truth. Their lies are our truth. If you conscious in the lie, wanna ride, I provide you with truth. Just listen to the lies. Their lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? How you living is a lie.
Well, I'm just saying this, man. The collective consciousness is real, and people are real. I'm not talking about that fake internet, that thing that goes around about the awakening and people waking up. I'm telling you, I feel that shit in my toes. People are starting to get it.
What you dreaming is a lie. What is best? How you dress? The power is sex. Even every choice is different, false pretense. Because their lies are our truth.
Yeah.
Their lies are true.
Yeah.
Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? Say goodbye to everything you knew. You're now faced with the demon in you. I'm the evil that you try to hide. Those thoughts are suicide, homicide, genocide. I'm hated, it's more masochistic.
You ever ask yourself where the feelings develop
What up,
and
Mark?
come from that make you feel homicidal or suicidal?
Hades couldn't fathom this shit. I'm the reason why grip exists,
good,
bitch.
Mark.
Put me in the room with the purists. Betty coming out like Judas. Show me all the truth and I shoot it. Put holes in the honest man movement, cause the honest man stupid, yeah, the honest man useless. Ain't no money in the truth, and the love of money is my root. So as long as you dummies stay hungry for the bread like seagulls, I'ma spread evil on the wings of an eagle. I used to be arrows and olives.
It used to be arrows and olives.
Now it's money and power.
See?
I took heroes and scholars and turned them to villains and martyrs. I'm a limitless author.
Now, see, I'll take heroes and authors and scholars and turn them into villains through history, which is his story. I know y'all get it, man. I know you get it.
Watch you paint a pic so sick with the blood of your kin and the tears of revenge. Watch my masterpiece unfold in the end. Here, you can see it better if you sitting on these rims. And I'll give you all of this money so you can have all of the influence. And I'll think it's all just so funny cause I gave you the truth. Now look what you do with it. Exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Keep fronting, hoping eventually it'll mean something. Cause when it's all said and done with, I'll remain to do the same to the next generation of lames that can't love their life.
Man, okay, so who is that person, though? Think about it. Who is that person that's talking in that song right then? If you can figure that shit out, you will see what the fuck's going on in
Yeah,
life.
you can call in if
There's
you want,
only...
man. Sorry, no, didn't mean it.
Yeah, for sure. I asked you to be a speaker. I don't know if you couldn't or what it was. Yeah, come on, bro. Come on in here.
It's our truth. Their lies are our truth. If you conscious in the lie, wanna ride, I provide you with truth. Just listen to the lies. Their lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie? How you living is a lie. What you dreaming is a lie. What is best? How you dress? The power is sex. Even every choice is different, false pretense. Because their lies are our truth. Their lies are truth. Why you waiting on God to decide and finally realize it was all just a lie?
Okay, so if you've been told to wait on God, turn the other cheek, or anything like that, I'm not saying that your religion is not true, but I'm going to ask the question, who came up with that religion?
You can't believe that
Who
shit, bro.
created?
When there's other people who got heaven on earth, ain't no way. Ain't no
Right.
way y'all
And
can sit here and watch somebody have heaven on earth, and then you tell me
who
I gotta wait.
right, who is the type of person, right? I just have to say it like that because if not, I'm gonna get banned off of here. But who is the type of person that created all of the things?
Right?
Right? All of the things we believe in, all of the things we entertained by, all of the things that we who is the
Nimrod's
motherfucker that
kids.
created all of that? Right. Okay. Who's the person that put all this shit in your head about all these different religions? Man,
Nimrod's
come
kids.
on, man. Woo.
It was a group of people that just wanted control.
Nimrod's kids.
That is control. That is control to the 10th power. Let me just say this really quick, Jace. Yo, not only are you a lyricist, but your format is
Thank
ridiculous.
you.
You could get away with stuff that other rappers couldn't get. You
It's
could have
almost
just
like
said,
he's autistic or some shit on the mic. You know what I
yo,
mean? It's like motherfucker that
no,
like
he could have just said lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, I'm from Think High and just a hell of a guy. You could just say
right?
any. The
Hey,
way you
he
format
might
your
say that
style,
one next time.
I, yo, the way you format your style is ridiculous,
Appreciate
bro.
it.
And I got to.
Appreciate that, Mob. Definitely. And thank y'all for joining us for What the Fuck Wednesday. All right, I had a what the fuck I wanted to add in here, no, because I literally went through this today. You know what I mean? Shout out to my homie Mozart. Hopefully, maybe he can join us. Hey, Joel Carpenter, thank you for stopping by as well. But it's What the Fuck Wednesday here with the Think High crew. We just had a dope ass fucking first
Smoke
fucking
break.
smoke break, but first little 45 minutes of the show. But
Mm-hmm.
I had a good what the fuck, no. So I got online today and I seen a good friend of mine. He had posted something. He said, "Hey, I still ain't take the vaccine. You know what I mean? And I still ain't caught coronavirus, right?" And I was like, "Oh, I like the stat." Then I seen another homie of mine comment on the stat, like he's like, "Well, I ain't taking it. I ain't took it either, but I did catch it." And I was like, I asked him a question. So I got a question. I said, "How you catch something? How you catch something that already exists inside of you,
Already.
right?"
Bitch was activated maybe, but you already had it though.
and uh, and the dude was like, "Well, what you mean? So how did I get it? If how did I get it then? If I didn't?" I'm like, "Somebody told you you got it. Somebody said you got it." I'm like, "You know how I know somebody said that you got it and that you either believe them or not?" I'm like, "Because during coronavirus times, you know what I mean, when everybody was locked in their cribs and whatnot, um, all of the pneumonia and flu cases went away."
Yeah,
Now,
just magically too.
if you just
You
did your
forgot to say
right, past
magically.
magically,
Yeah, because if
magically.
you don't say magically, you're going to be a white supremacist. So you got to say magically. You know
You know
what I'm
what? I'm
saying?
not gonna say magically because I'm
Right?
definitely a white
White
supremacist.
supremacist. Yep.
Yeah.
Got him. Pegged him for it. Knew it. Knew that shit.
But my question, and I want to get some your guys' thoughts and elaborations on it. Is I was just like I couldn't believe that I was even having a conversation with somebody about catching COVID or excuse me coronavirus. Um, when it's something that Lysol been killing since Lysol existed. And then I was like, well, and he's like, well, why would some shit like that just I'm like, it's a scam. I'm like, that's how scams work. They tell you something
Hmm.
and then it's something else. You know what I
It's
mean? Like,
hard for a person that has a brain that don't really think the way that a scam
right,
artist does.
right.
But I mean, I'm sorry, but I just happen to be one of those people that thinks like that, but doesn't act like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I can look at some shit and be like, oh, that's how they did that shit.
Mhm. Well, I mean,
Yeah, I
how
see.
else do you
That'd be
get
easy.
how else do you get what at least a billion, almost a billion people, or damn near a billion people to take an experimental vaccine or vaccination? You know what I mean,
Right.
or whatever you want to call it, gene therapy, mRNA treatment. I don't care whatever name you want to throw with whatever they got this, and then for years, 5 years later, 4 years later down the line, here we are, and there's more people who've been affected by the so-called cure of of this deadly virus.
And not only the so-called cure, but just the idea of this.
Right. I mean, definitions
Right?
have
The
been changed.
idea of the virus is still with us,
Yeah,
and it still
absolutely.
continues to haunt people.
Well,
And I think that's what long COVID is.
there's still a scheduled vaccine on the CDC's
Yeah.
regimen.
Well, there's
So
still celebrities' daughters on TV with masks on talking
I seen
about
that.
shit like, what
I
is
seen
this
that.
shit? What is this world?
Well,
You know what?
I just couldn't believe that I was having the conversation. To me, it's like having a conversation like, whoa, 9/11, was that an inside job? Now it's 2024. After all
Right.
the evidence that has been released on what happened with 9/11, there's no debate on that. There should be no more debate on if that was it. Like, and that's how I feel about this jab, quote unquote, and this quote unquote coronavirus. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about that too. Like, there's so much evidence that's came out. The CDC has apologized. How many of these quote unquote government officials, I'll say quote unquote for those, have apologized, have said we're sorry, have said we got this
Well,
wrong, we
I
got
got a
that wrong,
question.
we fucked up here, we fucked up there. How many people got to say that for people to
How
be
many
like, oh, we
people
got scammed?
how many people don't even know where the fuck it came from?
Right. Well, yeah, on top of that.
How many people still to this day, because I'm one of them, but I do know because I've kind of like got a brain.
Well, I've also
And I
listened to
kind
the
of, well, I
Fauci
don't know
case.
for sure though. I don't know for sure.
Go listen to it. They got the fucking cases where you can they got the audio. You can just go listen. You don't even got to read the shit.
Right.
You
But
just
I'm
got
just
to
saying,
fucking
like, just in general,
right,
like, I don't know exactly how, where, when, and all the
right.
stuff happened. Right.
Well, they
But,
supposedly talk about it.
and so why doesn't someone that agreed to take that shot, agreed to participate in all that, why can't they tell you where the motherfucker came from?
Right. They say
Because they said it was a bat at first, then it was a
a
goddamn
pangolin,
snake.
a pangolin, and then it
Yeah,
was a
pangolin,
pangolin. What
a motherfucking lizard snake
yeah,
thing.
but listen though. See, and you know what's so crazy is that I used to try to take people way back to like maybe like your middle school, your first biology class or your first class where they talked about germs and microorganisms and viruses and how things are transmuted and passed it. You know what I mean? Like y'all remember that the basic class. Like I don't know what they're teaching anymore nowadays, but we were taught like most viruses that we catch are made from within our body's defense mechanism. You know what I'm saying? To certain
Mm-hmm.
things like, oh, you have a stomach virus. Well, that's because you ate something bad, and now your body's trying to destroy that stomach lining and then create a new stomach lining, so it shuts down your stomach, and you can't eat or drink shit, can't put anything in your body for 24 hours. You know
Right.
those 24-hour bugs and shit. So like, I mean, like there was so many like it took me
Mm-hmm.
literally I had memories of being in class in middle school, which I'm thankful for that time period of coronavirus because like it literally I tapped into another memories that I thought I didn't have anymore. And I'm like, well, this just goes against everything they taught us in school, how a a coronavirus of a pangolin can transmute and be effective in
Yeah.
a human body because one thing that if you know about vaccines, they put human cells inside of vaccines to trick our bodies to allowing it to come inside
Because
because
if
our
not, it's
bodies
foreign and our body will
body
kill it.
kills everything foreign. It kills anything and
It's
everything
like that
foreign.
Iron Dome in Israel. Pew, pew, pew,
Yeah,
pew,
bro.
pew,
It's
pew, 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 pew,
immediately, bro.
pew.
Our body is vicious for real. It's going to fucking destroy anything you put in it. So vaccines have to have. Normally, it's aborted baby fetus liver enzymes specifically that they like to use because it helps with preservation of the vaccine
All right, Mo.
um, as well as the long-term distribution of
Mm-hmm.
inside how long it lasts inside of the body. So and that's so crazy. People are like, "How this motherfucker said aborted baby fetus liver enzymes?" Go look it up. Don't
Yeah.
just take my word for it.
Well, think about this. Just go to your local health department and then ask them where you can get an abortion at, right? And then you're going to end up at an abortion clinic. Now, what the fuck if they do that shit for free? Nobody's doing these things for free. So, what are they going to do with the fetus itself? What are they going to do with the stuff that comes
Oh
out?
yeah, they
Are
get.
they going to sell it and make money
Oh
with
yeah,
it? Or are they just going to throw it away because it's one of the most
bro. I
valuable
just
things ever?
you know what and it's a side note, but I just watched well I obviously it was the older show, which is, what's his name, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, right?
Hmm.
That lady had some beauty products, and she put the baby foreskin beauty products in his hand to get the wrinkles away.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think
Some
you've
talk
seen
show.
that.
It was Oprah, wasn't it?
No, it was his talk show, I think. But she was on Oprah. He said Oprah uses this, and he was like,
Oh,
"Oh well,
okay.
I'll use it."
Yeah.
But yeah, um,
But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
oh yeah, Joe, thank you. I know it's a pretty wild conversation, but back to what I was saying. It's like it's just to me, it's unbelievable that we're still having this conversation after everything you mentioned, everything I mentioned, all the things that's coming out about the coronavirus, about the vaccinations. They've even changed the definition of the word vaccine. They changed the definition of gain of function through this whole process. Like literally changed the
They even
definition of the
changed
words.
colored person to person of color. Like, come on, man.
You don't have
God
to be entirely
damn.
convinced. I'm not here to convince you, Joe. I'm just giving you a perspective that you can definitely go find for yourself. If you need any sources, just we got Google, we got AI now. We're more than welcome to.
Oh, well, that's fine. The show ain't going to be about us convincing you, but if you don't
Yeah,
know that vaccines use uh,
aborted baby
aborted
fetus.
babies' fetus cells and liver enzymes and shit like that to trick your
Oh
body
man.
to get into it, um,
Well, there's a
then
reason
that's
in Australia why all the healthcare is free as well, too. Y'all are the closest to being in like a communist state than anybody else. I mean, y'all got a lot of shit going on. Y'all got mandatory vaccines and shit.
yeah, that's crazy. I couldn't do
Yeah,
that
yeah, I
mandatory
couldn't
thing.
do that mandatory shit. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
yeah,
yeah,
on typical like vaccines, if you just look it up and read for
yeah.
yourself, then it'll tell you that they're always using some type of
You like Dr. Pepper?
organic thing, organic thing from the human body or DNA that they need to enter your body.
Yeah, the Scandinavians probably got a little bit worse. But I was just saying, y'all definitely in a deep state over there in Australia. It's like
Yeah,
they
New
practice.
Zealand.
Yeah,
Whew.
New Zealand. It's like they practice all that bullshit there first, and then they bring it to other places. It's crazy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, let's get back to
Well, yeah.
we're cool to
How?
talk about all that stuff, bro.
Yeah.
But like, we're not gonna sit here and make the goddamn show about your fucking comments. And you got to be such a smart aleck about this shit too. Like, fuck you, take your motherfucking ass on some
Yeah.
goddamn where. Anyway, if you're so
What's up,
goddamn
Lamont?
happy, if you're so happy, then fucking be happy in Australia. Then shit, why you on here worried about it? Why you listening to us? Why don't you just automatically blow this shit off? Man, come on, man.
Well, yeah, we know
I
that
know people in
also
Australia, and I know that
aborted baby fetus enzymes are also used in. You like Dr. Pepper? You like
I
Coke?
know a favorite. I know a famous country singer, right? And his name.
Yeah.
Well, he's actually a writer now. His name's
Uh-huh.
Dallas. His wife's from Australia. He moved her here after he cheated on his wife with her, and she moved over here. And her mom is still in Australia. She's in America now. And I'm not saying America is better than Australia. That's not what this is about, obviously. But she was literally either, and I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? But maybe it's a situation that you're not involved in. Maybe she is. But she was forced to basically stay at home during the pandemic thing. And her terms were a lot tighter than our terms in the United States as far as like what she could do, couldn't do. And then when that shot came out, which was already out, you think they made it that quick? Get fucking real. That was all a setup. Let's be honest here. We're
Absolutely.
all grown
And that's my
people.
thing.
You
And
know what I
that's the
mean?
point.
We're not kids that believe in fairy tales and
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
These motherfuckers didn't make no goddamn vaccine to a fucking pandemic that was gonna kill everybody that fucking quick
Hell
and get
no.
it out there to the whole world, bro. That shit was a fucking setup. And if you don't understand that, you should log the fuck off from this show immediately. Because you're not gonna like
Nah, because
anything that you hear
if you
here.
don't
I'm just
understand, you
being
don't
honest
log
though.
off. No, I feel you don't. You stay on.
I
Just
mean, there's
get a perspective that the news and everything is not going to give you. You don't have to take our word for it. You just go look this shit up, okay? And we know no, so that we can see
I've
how
been
people
to
play. That's
Scandinavia,
the whole
bro. Them
point.
motherfuckers ain't that goddamn happy. What the fuck you talking about? Why they always protesting? Man, get the fuck on some goddamn where. You act like the motherfucker over here ain't been around the world and shit, bruh. I've been around the world, homie. I've been to Australia. You been to America? Doubt it. You can't even get your ass over here. You so goddamn locked down. Boy, you boy, stop. Boy, I got too much info, boy. All right.
No, you're right though.
But anyway, but yeah, so they put cells or whatever you want to call it into these vaccines, bro.
Absolutely.
And
You
then
have to trick the body.
and then right, and then so
and what the vaccine
so
for the
well, I was gonna
COVID
say
is
like
different technology though.
exactly
That's not even vaccine. That's not even the same kind of vaccine.
okay, so then let's talk about the placenta. Okay, so all right, so think about this, okay? They had one type of shot that did have aborted baby fetus cells, right? Then they had one type that didn't have a goddamn thing. It was a placebo shot. Then they had multiples of mRNAs. Now, that was in America and around the world. But in China, they only had one type, and it did not have mRNA. It only had baby, like normal old school vaccine. Right. Now, I don't know what the around the world got, but I know what
used to use mercury
people around
shit in vaccines and like heavy metals to be able to preserve it. And the reason why they switched to a basically baby fetus enzymes because it's a more natural preservation, but it's also something that you shouldn't be doing because you're mixing people's DNAs and shit. And it's also shit that that's always talked about in if you just look up the gain of function and what it really means, and even how HIV and everything. He says no. The vaccine for coronavirus was researched from as far back as the early 2000s during the avian influenza because it was
Lord,
contagious. There was no reason to fund the research. It was only the virus evolved. The virus evolved and became extremely contagious. That was a lie. So if you actually go on the CDC's website, they lied to us. They said we apologize. We've lied to the people and said that the vaccine.
I got a question, Joel.
Hold on, no.
What is your goal here, Joel? What are you here for, Joel? Are you here just to troll? Is that what you're here for? You're telling me about how many countries you've been to. I don't give a fuck how many countries you've been to. And if you're half American, you half goddamn British too, goddamn it. And you're half motherfucking German and all kind of shit if you live in Australia and you ain't a native. If you want to get down to it, you a goddamn Nazi, basically. But you know what? We kind of agree with Nazis. How about that? We kind of agree with their vibe. So it's all good.
He said.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, if you know how Australia was, you know what I'm saying, and New Zealand and goddamn Canada.
Evolved and became extremely contagious that they redirected funding to it. And then
Right.
the CDC said, I'm sorry, we lied about how contagious the virus is or how deadly the virus is. They lied about both. They apologized publicly. How is this a thing? That's what the point of the conversation. This was my what the fuck for today. My what the fuck was, how the hell is this still a conversation after all of the information that's allotted to us? Bro, there's no, you're in Australia, Joe, people, fucking old man is somewhere else. I'm somewhere else, Nova somewhere else. And guess what? We all still got the same information, on their actual official
Well,
websites.
actually, Joel, you can sit there and type all day long, bro. And we don't have to respond to your goddamn bullshit. And you're sitting here. So basically, what you
contrasting view, what you're spewing is propaganda. You know what I mean? And that's cool because we all care for that. But the problem is that your propaganda is some bullshit, and it's already been found out to be some bullshit. And that's why we were saying, "What the fuck?" Because how can you even have a conversation about it when it's already been proven that what you're saying is complete false?
Right. Because, like, if you would have said, like, well, this is what I heard, the vaccine for coronavirus was researched, but you said, no, the vaccine for coronavirus is researched from far back as early. So how do you know that shit, man?
Hold on. When was Lysol invented? Lysol had coronavirus on the bottle since day one. Lysol
look,
older than 2000. What are you talking about?
Look. Where did it come from?
It did.
Why did all of a sudden, just ask yourself as a grown individual that has not been tricked and told a fairy tale, why all of a sudden did this happen? And then all of a sudden, they had a vaccine for it. All of a sudden, goddammit. and they had all these fucking protocols and all this shit set up. All of a sudden, though, and then what you just said contradicts every fucking thing, bro. You said, no, the vaccine for coronavirus was researched from as far back as the early 2000s during the avian flu. But because it wasn't considered that contagious, there was no reason to fund research. All of a sudden, science, I thought science was science and it was a yes or a no, right? Because people like you say that. You say, trust the goddamn science, and the science is right. Well, motherfucker, you just said the science was wrong.
Absolutely, bro.
See,
'Cause
you come on here
You
with...
said, and if they researched it and they said that it wasn't contagious enough, how did it become contagious enough in 2020?
Bro, one thing you did is you came to the right place. You want to
If there
debate.
was no gain of function research, how do you take something that's harmless that every creature on this planet has inside of them? We all have the coronavirus inside
There you
of
go.
us active right now, bro.
There you go.
So how do you take something that's completely fucking harmless and turn it into something completely and utterly dangerously contagious?
And that had already been looked at during the avian flu and wasn't considered even contagious. And all of a sudden it became the thing that was going to kill everybody.
Right.
And everybody had to take a vaccine for it, bro?
Come on,
and you
bro.
really believe that shit, homie? I slapped a fucking... Boy, you man, god damn. Out in the outback my ass. Y'all some pussy ass motherfuckers over there.
Wow, bro. But and that's the thing though. It's just like asking, was 9/11 an inside job? Like, there's no more debate about that. The evidence is clear. A plus fucking B equals fucking C. 1 + 1 equals...
No, how about this? I got one. All right. Let's think about this for a second. That's like saying the government and or entities don't have the capability to create weather. Right. You're a fucking fool if you say no, because they did it. They've admitted it multiple times throughout warfare. During when you're having a... Think about it, bro. When there's a goddamn drought so bad, come on, Joe, we finna cook your ass, buddy, in a very nice way too. In a very nice way. But think about it. Think about this, man. So when there's a drought, there's cloud seeding. If people don't come on here talking shit, we're gonna talk nice, or you even get muted. What's up, Joe? How you doing, man?
Good, mate. How are you?
Great, Joe. It's What the Fuck Wednesday over here, man. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we do. I've seen you in the chat before, but no, I mean, I gotta say, you know, as a grown adult, I don't agree with what you're saying, but maybe we can talk it out here.
Yeah, I just got to go shut the gate. I'm just leaving work.
I can't hear you, mate. That shit real scratchy. You there? Maybe you get to a better service area. I don't know how y'all got y'all's thing out in the outback, but over in America. I can hear you, but I can't really make out what you're saying, to be honest with you.
All right. Well,
I can now.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm just driving home from work.
Okay, maybe talk just a little bit lower, or turn your volume down or something like that. Maybe I'll turn mine down. Shit. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Is that better?
I can hear you a little bit. Go ahead.
I can hear you.
All right. I was just listening to what you guys were saying. It's pretty interesting, I think.
Thank you. I mean, you never heard this kind of perspective. You never heard that the pandemic was a scamdemic. You just you heard it. You just maybe never believed it.
Because look, Joel, I actually got COVID, or what everybody says COVID. I was extremely exhausted. I had body pains. I felt like shit, and I started losing hair. I got my hair back. I didn't go bald, but it was just coming out. But I'm asking you, I want to ask you, I don't even know if you have anything to do with health professionalism or not, right? The health field or not. But I just want to ask you a question. When you get extremely stressed out, is it not a symptom that you get exhausted, body pains, and lose hair? Now, weren't we extremely stressed out from 2020 up until really, I guess now, about this topic? You know what I mean? So, like, how do we know that you even caught what they said it was, because the PCR test was designed for someone to find everything that was inside of you and not to pull out just one. So when they did a PCR test or a COVID test on someone, not only did the coronavirus show up, but every other goddamn thing in their body showed up on that PCR test. Why did they only say to take that out and call it so-and-so 19 and then have this protocol set up for it? Do you,
Well, okay.
if it wasn't, and then it turned from a respiratory.
Answer the question, though.
I'm gonna be quiet. It went from a respiratory to a not having nothing to do with respiratory.
Well, okay. So first of all, viruses. I'm an engineer. Okay, like that's got nothing to do with it. But you asked what I did. So I'm an engineer, right?
Okay.
And from what I understand, viruses evolve, all right, and they change, and it's basically all the proteins and stuff. They just evolve, right? So for whatever reason, this is just somehow the coronavirus strain has just evolved into a variant that could just really affect human beings, really, really badly. Now, I remember I was working on aeroplanes. I was an aircraft engineer with Qantas, the Australian airline, when the avian flu went through, okay?
Right.
And we're instructed to wear PPE, so personal protective equipment, to protect us from the bird flu. They said it's not as contagious, it's not so bad, because it more affects different species for whatever reason, okay? So just for some reason, for whatever reason at all, this coronavirus has, evolved to affect humans. The next one could be canine flu. There's always swine flu going around. At the moment in Australia, at the moment in Australia, we've got avian flu at the moment, and the price of eggs have got up to about $10 a dozen.
Right, but
because the avian flu is affecting all the chicken farms.
Right, I get you, Joe. Now, when it comes to the evolution of viruses, let me help debunk some stuff.
Yeah.
So, the coronavirus was from another species, supposedly. But if we do our research, we have you have traces of coronavirus in your body naturally. Our body produces viruses on
So does your pet.
So so your dog has coronavirus, but it's a different strand because it's a dog coronavirus. The bats have bats coronavirus, the pangolin has pangolin coronavirus. Everything that exists on this planet, that's a living, breathing mammal type thing, and maybe even the fucking fishes, but as far as I know, all the mammals on the planet have a coronavirus. Gorillas have gorilla coronavirus. Monkeys have monkey coronavirus.
Land mammals, not water.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, mammals. Some mammals, dolphins are mammals technically and shit like that. But anyways, what I was trying to say is that already exists within us. Okay, and it doesn't do anything to us right now. And the fact that we knew that it existed within us we could look at the Lysol from like 1980 something, where on the bottle it says that on the spray bottle it says that it kills coronavirus. That is something that everything in the world produces inside of it. So what they're trying to tell us is that from a dirty market in China, that a pangolin coronavirus transmuted, evolved fast enough and sustainable enough, right, to transmute itself to a human, to be contagious enough to be detrimental to the human population within that short of time without humans touching it or messing with it at all. That's all fabrication. The way viruses work and the evolution of viruses it doesn't work like that. You can't just evolve like they say it evolved, like how the movies do. Like that's not how that shit works. You know what I mean? Like you have to put that coronavirus, that specific pangolin coronavirus, you would have to put that in a petri dish with human cells, almost maybe even 1 million times, over and over and over and over
Science.
again, until you were able to produce the coronavirus that would be effective enough to hurt a human or to harm
But
humans or to make them ill.
and then
So
you would also have to run real life tests to see if
right.
that what you created
It
would
would
even
be
fucking
strong
work.
enough, would even be strong enough to infiltrate our bodies without the use of anything else, because they're saying that this thing transmuted in a way. But then, like I said, it was all proven a lie. If you go online, you can listen to the Fauci, look up the Fauci trials. You know what I mean? You can listen to them, you can read them, and you will see that
They're super boring.
they're super boring. There was gain of function going on. There was people messing with stuff, but the problem is that they didn't really succeed in what they were trying to do, because the coronavirus never was as contagious or as effective as they wanted it to be. But now we still have people taking vaccines and doing all of that for something that doesn't that has a 0.0001 chance of harming you. That's what I'm saying. If you just do and the CDC even admitted that they had the contagion number wrong. The CDC also admitted they had the danger, how dangerous it was, wrong. Like, they came out and said this on their website, but yet they're still promoting it as it's a dangerous, or as it's getting people ill still. When if we just did the research and you looked at the numbers, looked at how many people died and how many people got the flu and how many people died of the flu 2019. Just look at it, Google it. You could Google how many people died of the flu or had the flu in 2019. Then go look at how many people had the flu and died of the flu in 2020, and you'll see they just disappeared. The flu just went away, and so did fucking pneumonia. Pneumonia also just went away, which is also a respiratory, because pneumonia is water on the lungs. And when doctors
Well,
were pointing this out, they got silenced. Why were real doctors silenced on social media for saying this, for telling everybody that they had it all wrong? I'm just
yeah,
saying,
well,
just to look at it as from a different perspective.
yeah, and that's right. And looking at things from a different perspective is extremely healthy. Now look,
Yeah.
I can only tell you guys, what my experience was. I do know that the reason we were told that the flu, like the common flu, went down was because everyone in Australia was, in isolation.
Oh, okay. So they said that the reason why, hey, Mr. Be Great, what up, Romance? So they said that the reason why the numbers of the flu went down in Australia was because everybody was. But then how did the numbers of COVID rise? You see what I
Right.
mean?
That's crazy
Well, but
because Joel, I'll be honest with you, man. That is literally the first time that I've ever heard that explanation of why the flu and pneumonia and
Yeah, me
etc.
too.
wasn't as popular. So, I mean,
I didn't even know
just
that they were
hearing you
telling
say it,
people. Yeah,
just
that's
hearing you
crazy,
say
bro.
it makes sense. You know what I mean? But I also got to say that I've never heard that ever one time ever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're
okay,
wrong. I'm just saying that obviously there's different information going around from our
Right. Well, yeah, because
places.
what we're being told, obviously, what we're being told is something else
hang
from
on.
what you're
Can
being told.
I just tell you how it works in Australia? So, I'm not a doctor. I'm just an engineer.
Right,
Okay,
right,
I'm not a doctor.
right.
So the way it worked in Australia was when I was actually in India. I was in India when the pandemic broke out, and I only just got to Australia in time before I would have had to have gone through all the bullshit and
Right.
be stuck in
Right.
India. Okay, so the way it worked was pretty much we only had like 2 or 3 cases, every day for fucking ages. All right.
Uh-huh.
We were cut off, like, so I live in the state of Victoria, and we weren't allowed to leave the state. And, if it kicked off in our state, then that was it. That state was shut down, okay? And then it was up to the state government to dictate, basically the rules, okay?
Right.
And it sucked. It fucking sucked, all right? Like,
Yeah, I bet.
we weren't allowed to go outside of our, we're only allowed outside once for 2 hours every day. We weren't allowed to go more than 5 kilometres from home, and all this other stuff. All right, it was
Right.
tough. All right,
Yeah,
it was tough.
sucks.
But here's the thing: when they got the vaccine, all right, they stuck to their word. They said, once we get a vaccine, and once we know that we have protected or offered protection to the community to the best of our ability, you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? And
Right.
it was only then that coronavirus cases really went up. Okay, so they gave us the vaccine, or they offered it to us. It wasn't compulsory unless you worked in certain sectors. Like for instance, if you're a doctor and you weren't vaccinated, you weren't allowed to come to work because
Damn.
Right. Hey, let me ask you a question, Joel.
Yep.
Did you guys have asymptomatic cases there?
Yes, I've had COVID 3 times.
Okay. Now you said that it was a virus, correct?
Well, yeah, it's a good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So can you tell me another virus that you can have asymptomatic symptoms to?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I don't.
I'm not a doctor. So no, I can't.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think anybody can. See, that's another thing that's super fucking weird. It's like
Yeah.
a virus, once it enters your body, it starts doing shit. Regardless of the symptom, you're going to have, and this is not me saying this. This is motherfuckers that live on the resort island that I live on that's retired fucking scientists that's told me this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally have looked me in my eye, people that I knew way before this bullshit. And they're like, man, like, it doesn't matter how bad the symptom, how big the symptom, but you're going to have some type of symptom. And to be called and to be labeled by the biggest authority ever, the CDC, the FDA, the EPAs, the fucking all the things, right? And they came up with asymptomatic cases. So it was, so then think about it now from a different perspective. It doesn't matter if you got a runny nose, if you're on a goddamn ventilator, or if you feel fine, you're still needed to get the vaccine.
And then what's wild in America as well, Joe, you may or may not know, is that we
Here's
were
the thing,
able to
though.
brew is
It wasn't so much about
Yeah.
you being protected. It wasn't so much about, for us in Australia, it wasn't so much about us being protected. I'm 40 years old. I'm fit as a fiddle. But no help.
I hear you. I know exactly what you're about to say because they said that shit over here. But this is my answer to that would be, why does it matter about the next person? I don't need to get a vaccine to protect you. If you want to get protected, you get the vaccine. Why do I have to need to get the vaccine to protect you?
But what I'm saying is, so I got the vaccine because I didn't want to go to work and have someone who can't be vaccinated because of underlying health issues and bring my COVID into their life and for them to get hurt. It's more of a, it's a community service. For me, it was about protecting other people. It was about protecting my mum and dad. It was about protecting the old person next door.
I get you, Joe.
I totally understand what you're saying.
I think they preyed on your big heart, bro. It's a lot of things that I think was at risk when it comes to something like this. Now, I'm gonna just be completely honest. You know what I mean? Like when Australia's government took everybody guns, that's a horrible sign. Like that is one of the signs that we don't want to see. But when you're in this type of I guess you want to say era of life that we're living in right now, like we can't be too naive to think that the government has always had our best interests at heart.
Well, and also too is
follow the history. You know what I mean? They've never had our best interests at heart. And in America,
the way they did that, Joe. Think about it. If I sit here right now and I tell you like anything about the vaccine, then regardless of what it is, you feel like, and I understand that you feel like that you did that for other people also. But if true science is looked at and presented, right, then we know that a vaccine protects you against some shit. It has nothing to do with protecting someone else. And I don't know how else to say that, and I don't mean to sound mean, but
what he's saying, Joel, is just that if the vaccine is what it's supposed to be, before they changed the definition of a vaccine, they changed it during this whole time period, which is also something fishy too, to have the WHO the World Health Organization, literally changed the definition of what a vaccine is in order to sell their vaccine as a vaccine, because
What's
it's
up, Mr.
not.
B Great?
It's mRNA technology. It's DNA therapy. It's gene therapy is what the vaccine is. It's not really a
Like, right,
vaccine,
and it's
because
also a
hold on, no,
messenger.
because the definition of a vaccine, if a vaccine does what it's supposed to do, then if you vaccinate yourself, Joel, there's no way that my flu or my coronavirus can affect you.
Exactly.
That's what a vaccine is supposed to do. That was the old definition per se. You know what I mean? But now it's not what they say it is anymore. Man, in America, we went from 7 shots. That was the old vaccine a regiment was 7 shots for a whole human's life to 89 shots, Joel. They from birth to adulthood, they want to give our children up until now 89 shots.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I know that it's like, wow, that's really a lot. That's a lot of stuff that you're putting in a
I
body
mean,
that's
and that's
foreign to
it's in a human body that's supposed to live on this planet with other humans.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, Joel, for them to do that. Now, I'm gonna tell you something else. There was a money aspect behind it, and we follow the money on this show. So if we were trying to figure out how and why and what and everything like that, then you just need to follow the money, Joel. And the money says that these cats have made a quadrillion off of this whole pandemic, off of the people. You know what I mean? And it's sad to see that the whole middle class of America got destroyed. People, small businesses, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't operate. This is supposed to be a free choice type of place, like, because the definition at that time of a vaccine is supposed to protect the individual. So it doesn't matter. See, public kids go to public school, and they don't have to get the vaccines if it's against their religion, or if they're against their better judgment, or if they just don't want it. They don't have to. All they have to do is fill out a paper, and then you know why? That's because the other kids are protected. So who cares if it's like wearing a seatbelt. A vaccine is like wearing a seatbelt. It doesn't matter if I wear a seatbelt. Me wearing a seatbelt is not going to protect the other person in the other car. So that's
Look,
what, and they just tricked you. They tricked you into thinking that that's how it worked. When even in our education, like back in the day, like middle school, just think about your biology class. Like, that's not how they taught us how it works. It's not how it works. But no, I understand though. To me, it was propaganda. A lot of money was made. A lot of things were changed. A lot of laws and bills got passed. Now they can pass
And
mRNA
bro, also the
treatments as a
psyop comes in
vaccine.
like this. It's like, so right now, if I wouldn't, and I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, if I was mean to you, Joel, because of this topic, then I would look like a fucking asshole, because you specifically just said you were only doing it to help other people. So what kind of a person does all of the people look like that try to explain themselves in the way that I'm trying to explain themselves, when the societal shift was made to make me, the person that questions something, look like a fucking total asshole, because all you have to say is, well, I was doing it for somebody
Yeah, and
else.
it
And
was
fuck, I
bad
do a
at the
lot
end
of
of the
stuff
day.
for other people too, but I'm not going to put something in my fucking
So
body that I don't want
Don
to.
Lemon said we should be arrested and died. Joe Biden called us
The president
murderers.
of the United States of
He said
America.
the unvaccinated are killing people, and like I said, it doesn't even make logical sense. You know what I mean? Like, how, bro? Somebody who got the flu vaccine, how can they get the flu from me if they've been
And the
vaccinated?
propaganda for each country, just like it is for each city and each state in the United States, the propaganda for each country is pushed differently depending on the society of that country.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely. And
like
you guys are real
Australia
close
is
knit, and
much
yeah,
Australia is much smaller and way less violent than the
yeah,
United States.
yeah,
well, no,
absolutely.
we're actually roughly the same size as the United States of America, but we've just
Right,
got 27,000 or 27 million people. So the
right.
actual land size itself is very similar to North America. It's just the population is a fraction of the size. So
Right. Yeah, I
90%
know
of our
that.
population.
Well, they make
Yeah.
it look smaller on the map though for some reason. That's some propaganda shit too. Like we gonna have to talk about. We can talk about that another show too. Why they make certain countries as big as they do on the map, and that's all wrong. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Australia is technically really big, but they make it smaller on the map. But it does have a smaller population too, and that sucks that you guys had to really go through that type of shit because the shit that we dealt with wasn't.
Hey,
Really
I'm talking about
necessarily
the
mandatory.
population. I'm talking about the culture.
Yeah,
The population and the
they're a lot more
culture
tight knit.
in the
Yeah.
United States of America is much bigger and much more influential than any other fucking country on this planet. And we all know that. Now, we also know that the entertainment industry is ran by a certain type of person, and the majority of actors, actresses, and singers are Australian, Canadian, French Canadian, or British.
Yep.
And then all of those people usually represent or participate in a certain religion that starts with a J. So then you go into that part of it and you say, whoa. So all the
That's following the
institutions
money.
all the institutions that were giving us information on this pandemic are also ran by those same people in every fucking country around the world. And then you're like, what the fuck is going on? Because see, I wasn't really, it doesn't matter about land mass, obviously, but I was talking about population, the amount of people that needed to take that thing to please people or whatever. The amount of people that are on Social Security here, that are on Medicaid here, compared to Australia's healthcare system, et cetera, the money that was abstracted from those programs.
Yeah.
It was done in a way that's so backhanded and so underneath the table that nobody could really even see it. But when you dig into it, and so like just in general, the way that Americans act is way more rebellious. So Americans need much more pressure to be able to conform to do some shit.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
that's what I meant about the whole population and the culture in general. You know what I mean? Like the United States.
But also
Think
they're a
about
lot more
this, bro.
tight-knit down
Think
there.
about
They're
this.
a lot more
In
tight-knit.
Chicago, one city in Chicago in the United States, there was 105 people shot this weekend.
Yeah,
That has nothing to do with guns. If there wasn't no fucking gun, it'd be a baseball bat or a knife. I promise you. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hang on a sec. I might lose you. All right. I'm just driving. I live in a little seaside village, so I'm gonna have to get back to you guys in about 5 minutes or so. I'm losing you, but I'll call you back in about 5 or 10 minutes. All right.
Awesome,
Yeah,
Joe.
sounds great.
Sounds great, Joe. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. Well, and just as well, if you don't look at my last name, it's Carpin. All right. But it used to be Karpinski. So that little religion that you said that starts with J, I'm one of them.
I already know. Believe me. Shit, I'm dug deep, homie. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but it's not about the religion. I should have said the Z, actually. So are you a Zionist?
No.
Okay, then. So that's the cult that we're kind of talking about that runs the motherfucking world.
He knows.
So, but yeah, man, whenever you can get back to us, bro, we'd love to have you. You know what I'm saying? Love to be able to chat with you, all that stuff. All right, man. But shit, man.
Yeah. As soon as my Wi-Fi picks up, I'll give you guys a buzz back. All right.
Okay, cool.
Appreciate you, Joe.
All right. Well, anyway, I was just that's funny that he said that he was Jewish because it just proves that there's so many people in Canada. It all comes from like the British Empire, right? So the British Empire conquered, and so they got Australia, they got New Zealand, they got South Africa, they got fucking Canada, they got Hong Kong, they got British Isles. But bro, there's so much of the world that the British Empire conquered.
Disneyland down there in Florida, they own that. You can't even get persecuted down on their land because you got to go through the king and queen of England.
Right.
That shit's wild.
Joe, I'm not gonna cut you off, man, but I'm just gonna mute you because there's kind of like some noise in the background.
Feedback,
So,
yeah. Send in a follow, Joel.
but I'm getting back to the computer. I had walked outside.
But yeah, what the fuck was that? Hey, that's dope that Joel jumped on and talked to us about
Yeah.
that shit, bro. Because
No, I
I was
love having people from all over the world because that's the whole thing we're trying to do is just pull out truth and teach people to believe in themselves and just not be a fucking puppet, not be used. I'm sorry, not a puppet, but a puppet string.
See, but that's what happens to people. You know what I mean? Like, you see how they, Joel said, I was doing it to help the little old lady, you know what I mean, across
Right.
the street or I'm doing it to help. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, they did do that to us, bro. That was like one of the second. Remember there was essential
Right,
workers and
but
shit. You know what I mean? See how
right,
they
but then you
divided
know
us as
what
people,
Americans
and they
started
preyed
doing.
on your fucking heart. They preyed on your heart.
And
for your
Americans
grandma
started
and
because
shit.
Americans are kind of assholes, and Americans were like, "Fuck you and your feelings. I'm not putting
Yeah.
no shit in my body just because you. If you need to do that, you go ahead and you do you."
All the fights that broke out because
Oh
people
man,
didn't
it
have
was
their
ridiculous,
mask
bro.
on. It was ridiculous. Like people, they showed like, bro, that was such an experiment. You could see there was a social
I would like to be able to talk to Joel on a later time and ask him if he was able to see the things that were going on from 2020 until now in America. You see what I'm saying? Because then we get to see like, how is America portrayed? Because we've talked to people from all over the world and they tell us how America's portrayed and we're like, damn, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, bro,
damn. And I've been all over this
America
motherfucker too. I've been all
propaganda
over the world,
class for
bro.
their schools and shit. You know what I mean? Like that's like when I found that out, like in European countries, they have an American propaganda class, like a class that teaches the kids about American propaganda. And a lot of people over there knew that this was like in a propaganda scheme when it came to the pandemic. Like I was
Right.
like, damn, how did these kids was getting taught that shit, right? They were getting taught that over there in certain countries, and we were still, talking about, I can't go to my family reunion this year because I might get somebody sick with a disease that it's not even contagious and not even deadly. Like I didn't understand that. Like literally, my family members were like, if you don't show us you got vaccinated, you can't come to the reunion. I told
I remember that shit.
bro, I had to tell my uncle. I said,
I remember when you said that shit. I was like,
I'll
oh,
beat your
hell
ass.
no.
I told
For real?
my own family, like, bro, I'll beat your
Shit.
ass.
Hey, all I got to say is I got some connections, and all I'm gonna say is I got the bitch. How about that?
Well, I'm just saying, bro. Like,
I got the shot. How about that? And I got the proof. How about that?
But it's just wild, you know what I mean? Like people didn't go like even my cousin MJ, his family was like, if you don't get vaccinated, you gotta wear a mask. Like what? Like so I gotta go to.
And bro, like think about it. Like okay, so like these are people that you wouldn't think would be like that.
Nah, bro.
These are people that were totally like fuck the government type shit until this one hit.
Bro.
And then they're like, oh, you know what? That fear is a hell of a drug, boy.
It is a hell of a drug, bro. And we watched that shit happen, bro. It's so furious that's what I mean. Like that's what I was like, I don't understand how, if we're taught, I don't think we're all taught the same biology classes back when we're little. I don't think nobody even probably remembers their biology class in middle school or whenever they started teaching that shit about
it. Ain't look, it's not like you said many times, bro. It's not a situation to where it's going to jump from animal to human.
No, it's not.
Especially in the amount of time in the environment. There's things that have to happen also to help it along the way to even be able to think like that. Because the virus and the bacteria is alive. Bro, it doesn't just all of a sudden start thinking like, oh, I'm going to go over here and infect this human instead.
That's it got me thinking about the whole flu too. I think the flu's made up too. I've been doing research behind that, but I ain't even gonna.
Well, bro, that's like the other day, right? The other day I was at the vet and I had getting these two teeth pulled out my dog's mouth because she didn't lose these two baby teeth. So you don't have to get them pulled out, but it's sending energy to two teeth now instead of just one, and it ain't one of them ain't gonna make it, so it's gonna end up breaking or whatever. Anyway, so. Long story short on that, I was talking to the vet about bacteria, and then I started talking because of the teeth getting pulled and her taking antibiotics, and I was like, I don't really want her to take antibiotics because she already had to take antibiotics when she got her spade done. So, antibiotics ain't good for you. Like, they're great if you really need them, but for long term, they're not good to continue to use over and over. And that's something that people don't even know about. Like, we're not even taught. We think, and everybody thinks antibiotics are just great. It's like, bro, you get sick, you get some antibiotics. Like, man, by the time you get 60 years old, if you took antibiotics every time somebody told you, you finna be fucked up, homie. Because antibiotics are breaking you down. You know what I mean? They ain't building you up, they're breaking you down. But
all that modern medicine is trash.
Yeah, the long story on that short though was this. I asked him, I was about parasites. I was like, I've heard that dogs' mouths are extremely clean. I said, but I've also heard that, you could get parasites from your dog. And the vet was like, no. And I was like, well, I mean, my dog does got parasites. I said, but her mouth's so clean, right? He was like, it has nothing to do with that. He said, parasites that live in a dog, especially in a puppy, can't live in you. And I was like, why not? He's like, your body's too strong. It'll kill him immediately. Right. He was like, and he looked at me, bro, and he said, don't get on that TikTok shit. And I felt like a fool because I'm thinking I'm smart.
Lucky.
But bro, there's some fundamental shit on this planet that don't fucking change unless a human being or another entity changes
it, bro. Bro, I've been
the fucking motherfucking goddamn bugs living in my dog. I don't have to worry about my dog kissing me in the mouth. I don't kiss my dog in the mouth anyway, but you know what I'm saying. Right. I don't have to worry about that shit because anything that can survive in that puppy ain't ready for me yet. It ain't ready, bro. I'm a motherfucking grown ass man, human being.
People, let's be real. There are people though, because there was a dude who lost his nose, his arms, and his legs because he had maybe an open wound, and a dog that he didn't know licked him. Now his immune system could have been, let's just
well, that's also a completely different thing than living inside of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know what I mean?
But no, I'm just saying.
But I mean that's interesting though, because think about it. A dog's mouth is supposed to be extremely clean.
And you're and another thing too, you can't people at first people thought, they said that it was because somebody was eating bats and shit. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. You can't get a bat coronavirus by eating a bat. Okay, first off, your stomach fluid, your stomach acid would destroy any.
Yeah, there's a lot going on before it could ever take.
Understand. I was taught these things.
Right? Well, you know why? Movies make people believe this type of stuff, bro.
I was about to say, bro.
Movies make you think
about that in my biology class, it was like a test. Like, hey, can a human get a fucking dog parasite? It's like, no, because the human body's not gonna, and if it did happen, the parasite wouldn't be able to live long or whatever the fuck, blah 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 blah. So it's like I was taught shit like that. And maybe my biology teacher or whoever was teaching me that wasn't part of the curriculum. Maybe they fucking went off the fuck, you know what I mean? Maybe they just was teaching the truth. And I got the chance to get that instead of the fucking indoctrination from that particular teacher, I guess.
Yeah, I just truly believe that, biology lets us know what is capable and able to happen. Not science, but biology, the study of our bodies and all of the shit that makes it up and makes up all the things around us too. There's certain things that just they just are what they are. You know what I mean?
Hey, that's a good
you might say that somebody might say that the periodic tables are wrong or whatever, but you know what though? It doesn't matter if you know that it is or it isn't. But when you get in the water, regardless of whatever the fuck the word wet means, you know that it's wet. And when you get out of that water and you dry off, you're considered dry. Now, that might not be the right word. It might be whatever, but as we know it in our brain, that's how the fuck it is. And it won't never fucking change, bro. You can't never jump in the goddamn water and think you dry. It just won't happen. It's not on this timeline. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, bro, you know what that reminded me of when you was talking about that? It reminded me of when I was doing research into cancer. And we was talking about, there was this research paper that I found by this young dude who was asking why do they do biopsies, and then I actually started trying to figure out, like, and remember I told you, like, bro, this dude, I was watching this young black doctor online, and he was a young black dude. He was talking that um cancers, tumors should just be removed. There should not be no biopsy done, and that cancer cells exist throughout our body, and the cancer actually is a defense mechanism that absorbs all of the poisons and the toxins in the certain areas of our bodies. And then once they get, obviously too big or they absorb too much, then they're attached to your wall, but you're supposed to get them removed. And that because it's absorbed all of the toxins, he said, but when they do the biopsy, they always do a biopsy before they take out the cancer cell to see if it's benign or not, but either way they still take it out, which is weird. um why would you do a biopsy if you were going to still take it out anyway? But he was saying that when they do that biopsy, they release all the toxins that the cancer cells gather back into your body. And I was like,
And
damn, it
also,
was like
that's
some
a fucking
conspiracy
money
serious.
racket. You know what I mean?
Right, it is a money racket.
Because it's like
All
this.
right, all right, Joe. Yeah, well, definitely, we'll catch you another time.
Think about it.
I followed you, Joel.
Yeah, we'll follow you. So think about this, man. Fucking if you're going to see something and you think it's cancer, which there's no cure for cancer, supposedly, right? All right. So why not just take the motherfucker off or out immediately?
Right.
Okay. So there's a money racket, and there's probably some truth in what you're saying.
Bro,
There's definitely a money racket, because the money racket is that they put an extra goddamn step in there for no fucking reason and charge you for it.
Right. At the same time, though, it makes you think that cancer's bad, though. Like, see, I've been just, this duality that we live in. Everything that they tell us is bad, I've been looking at differently. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, I was just looking at it, like, fuck, they got fuck cancer T-shirts, cancer awareness, this cancer that. It's all of this shit that's out here. Like it's a narrative that cancer is bad. But what if cancer isn't bad? You know what I mean? They're not going to looking up shit and just googling it. And I like, what does our body make cancer cells? Yeah, sometimes abnormal cells turn to cancer cells, or sometimes it's we have cancer cells in our body. Like most of the time, they don't do anything. Most of the time, they don't do shit. And the one dude explained it like cancer cells is like a monkey.
Right. Well, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in our bodies that stay dormant forever.
Right. Yeah, he said he's like a monkey in a room. He's like, the monkey might tear up the room, or the monkey might not tear up the room. The
Yeah.
monkey may never trash the room. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's like we don't know, but it is our body's defense mechanism to unwanted toxins. So these cancer cells are there to absorb these unwanted toxins, and then they get obviously too big, or they get too lodged somewhere, or in some place that they shouldn't be, and then they have to be fucking removed. But then the doctor comes in and does a fucking biopsy and cuts it open, and then all the shit that it was just gathering up. Like, and the dude broke it down scientifically, and then he's like, I wonder why, like, this isn't taught type shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, all right. Think about this, bro.
It's a good question. I don't know.
So it's the whole thing is actually the whole thing's probably a racket. All right, because think about it.
I believe it too.
All right, if your body is able to protect itself, and it's able to store something inside of what we call a tumor,
right?
The only reason why you would take that tumor out is if the tumor is getting too big and it's affecting something else in your body.
Right.
Other than that, it was just be aesthetically non-pleasing because you got a tumor. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, it should be an elective surgery, actually.
Yeah.
Unless it's affecting your body.
Especially the biopsy part. I don't understand.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, elective as in, because, like, okay, so the money racket would be taken out then, because if it wasn't mandatory, if it was elective, then that means the insurance might not pay for it.
Right.
And if your motherfucking Medicaid or your Medicare or your insurance, whatever it is, because most times they hit the Medicaid and the Medicare, but you can have whatever insurance. And if your insurance is going to pay for it, then you're going to get it done. And that means they make money from the insurance company. Mm-hmm. But if it was an elective surgery, just like a nose job, right? Or some shit like that, cosmetic, then it would be like, well, shit, let's check the
Just think that
tumor.
it's retarded.
If the tumor's not affecting your health, then you can still get it removed, but insurance ain't paying. You got to.
Right.
It's just like a nose job. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And the money racket would be cut way down in that.
Yeah, you're right. Because I think
Same with the coronavirus.
There's no
If you had to pay for them motherfucking first couple shots, you think people would have got that shit?
No.
You man, they was giving motherfuckers donuts and shit over here. Come on, man.
They was giving fucking sandwiches and fries combos. Go to Wendy's and get yourself a combo after your vaccine. Like,
Yeah, go after, go before. Fuck it.
Oh my
Go
God.
twice.
Free fries, right? Casca said free fries. Look at these free
Yeah.
fries. Like, oh, geez.
You gotta be down real bad to go get some shit shot up in you over for some goddamn fries, bro.
Bruh, but you know what's so wild?
I'll buy
that
you
say
some
that,
fries.
though?
Fuck that shit.
Wild that you say that though is they got a lot of gay people like that with the HIV vaccine by paying them to do studies on why.
And to continue to take the AZT,
Yeah.
which killed people.
Yep. Isn't that wild? So like that's so nuts that like that.
And
all
the
that
same
shit's been
guy
racket, though.
running that operation was the same guy running the operation here.
Right.
Fauci.
People don't understand that they created AIDS in a laboratory in like UCLA, California. Like,
Yeah,
HIV
bro.
was created like down the block.
Hey, did you know that Fauci's 80-something years old?
No, bro, he don't look.
That motherfucker's 80-something, bro. That motherfucker been doing this shit for a minute now. Fauci, I thought Fauci was like 60-something, bro. So tell me Fauci ain't using some real eugenics. That motherfucker don't look, sound, walk, talk, or sleep like he's 80-something years old.
Nah, he make it seem like Joe Biden could actually do it.
Right?
These cats, bro. And I'm like,
Fauci's 2 years older than Biden, I believe.
If y'all go look and just look or read those Fauci papers or listen to the trials, my, bro. Like, it's like listening to a rich, spoiled kid. Like,
that didn't get his goddamn way some of the time.
Yeah,
and most of the time
never
he did.
got a whooping, bro. Just
Yep.
talking these scientific terms, like he just knows everything. When y'all niggas literally changed the definition of whole words that have been definitions since for hundreds of years. These definitions have been the definition of the word for hundreds of years, and you changed the definition to fit your new product. And then force the government to do an emergency release on this product, knowing that it was a double-blind study because there was placebo
and then
shots and other shots in.
And then you're like, well, how did this happen? Oh, well, I'll tell you how it happened. Because Fauci is literally the highest paid government official. That's how it happened. Because he's everybody's goddamn boss, basically. He's the motherfucker over all the goddamn medical shit. And you finna tell the head of the motherfucking medical shit what to do? The head of the United States government? Hell no.
Bill Gates and them been donated, I don't know how many money to all his research, as well as the research that was going on with the vaccine and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot, like, and then nobody asked the question, why does this nigga who made computers, why is he even allowed to speak about this shit? Well, bro, like, if you don't shut up, y'all told LeBron shut up and dribble, but you don't tell fucking goddamn Bill Gates shut up and compute, nigga. Like, I know this ain't got shit to do with you, nigga. You are a computer guy. Be a computer guy. Why does I don't understand how he's a face of the shit. Him and Fauci and all in their foundation, like, none of it makes sense. It all seems like a big money grab, and I know YouTube is gonna take this shit the fuck down.
Yeah, it's done.
YouTube is not going to let this motherfucking episode exist.
And you know what? I just reconnected our account back to YouTube yesterday, and it's gonna get disconnected again. I already know. That motherfucker's gonna be like, nope. And then we already what was that one that kicked us off? I think it was Tumblr or some shit.
Yeah, Tumblr.
That bitch said, no sir, we're tired of you motherfucking freedom loving bastards, you bunch of goddamn racist motherfuckers. You
can't quote anybody that they've tried to blackball. Or you can actually. You could quote Terrence Howard. You can't quote Terrence Howard. You can't quote Joe Rogan. Even though they could say these exact
they
things,
can say it on the same platform that you get kicked off of.
Like,
You literally get kicked off of something because you repeat something that's on there.
yeah,
I mean, what the fuck?
I literally said Terrence Howard said, and I quote, blah 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 blah. Oh man, we had a what the fuck Wednesday. The topic was a lot of shit. We went from fucking shit. Oh man,
Well, we were just about to get to Ben Affleck's daughter and Jennifer
right.
Garner's daughter,
but
we got sidetracked. Somebody from Australia came in.
cussing. We say what the fuck we want to say. You know, we try to have a real freedom of speech type thing going on. Unless you're a child, maybe this might be too much for you. You know, you might want to exit the room a little bit. But we only got about 3 minutes before the platform.
Yeah, man.
Is gonna cut us.
Yeah,
off.
it was a good show though. It was definitely a good show.
What the fuck Wednesday? We went through a lot of shit, from the vaccines to the coronavirus to we talked a little bit about everything today because we're talking about what the fuck. Because
let's just WTF this real quick. Okay. So what is their name? What's your name? I don't know your name. There's no name.
Yeah, I don't even know how you get on here with no name. That's what's up.
Okay. Anyway, the thing says, "What's the topic, guys?" And then swearing ? Okay, so let's just dissect this real quick. Swearing. Why is fuck considered swearing?
I don't think
like. What is a swear word anyway?
Do you know where fuck came from? Fornication under the consent of the king. Isn't that crazy?
And so that's a swear word.
Yeah, it is.
Swearing to what? Like, what do you swear to God, or you swear to this cuss word? Like, what does that even mean? Is what I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I think we should.
Maybe it's because
we need to have a show on words, bro. Maybe on Monday, maybe Mindfulness Monday next week. We talk about, you know, that's my suggestion right now since it's on my brain and I don't forget. We talk about these words, like why is fuck a swear word? Why is shit a bad word?
And then what's the difference in curse word and swear word?
And what does the words mean? And maybe we can get some origins popping, and maybe we can make people a little bit more comfortable with using the language properly, because obviously these niggas can change the definition of vaccine.
Yeah. And one moment you might say colored person, and the next moment you might say person of color. And depending on the moment and depending on the phrase you say, you're either going to be racist or you're going to be on the right side of history. Either way, you know what I mean? Hey, as long as it's not a threat to our democracy, it's all good. These fucking shits and that goddamn word unprecedented. I've heard that shit 10 million times since 2020.
That just bring me back to the time I was called a color boy, and it didn't really offend me. And in person of color, like I'm like, damn, they really tried to slip that in there, and they still be saying it.
Yeah,
people of color,
people of color. But she's a person of color.
But you can't say color person.
She's a woman of color. She's a woman of color, but don't you dare call her a colored woman.
Man, that does not make
what?
Yeah. But shit, Billy can be Barbara now, so I mean,
Billy is Barbara.
Their God died. You see, and this is also a plot on them. These are
we'll be back Friday.
We all belong to each other.
We'll be back Friday for Fire Music Friday. 12:30 p.m.
Of finding an external God died.
Go check out thinkhighcrew.com.
Destroyer of worlds.
Yo, most these guys want Hollywood. All I want is that real shit. I put the game on silent mode, so all I see is that real shit. I'm full circle, all degrees, full spectrum. All I need is a womb and a full moon, full bloom. I run right through that sunlight to the realm of the unbegotten. No light, like everything came from black. This is the alchemy, now you can see it. I brought it up out of me. Now you can feel it, my vibrationality. Taurus and Scorpio, Venus and Mars. I am the voice of the galaxy. I speak and create my reality.
Hold up. Undefeated.
I am on fire, that water is burning inside of my eye. Everything audibly turning inside of my mind, converted to time. Now you can see how I see it. I know that seeing is believing. Soon as I made the incision inside of myself, made a decision to fly. Open your mind. All they gon' say is I'm tripping by how I deliver vibrational light. All they gon' say is I'm missing by how I position these thoughts in my mind. All they gon' say is I'm missing by how I be saying I never could die. All they gon' say is I'm tripping. Now watch how I light up the earth with my eye.
Because
What you need? What you need?
Yeah. Let's go.
Hey, I'm sitting here hitting these goddamn 20-pound dumbbells, boy. Fuck around, find out.
Wax on, wax off, Miyagi all in my form. David, son with a prophet. Cobra Kai on that throne. Wings on the serpent. Dragons all in my circle. Lord of all of those rings. MC in this circus. In the midst of all my thoughts is where I like to play. I put it all on wax, immortalize the way. Surfing on purpose is more than title page. Cause nowadays the chase for endorphins makes for an exciting race. And everybody running something. Yeah, and if they ain't, I bet they running from it. Duality's a bitch. Your confidence is inconsequence and knowing what's to give. Tell me something I don't know. Give me love that I won't get. Show me something I can't see. Prove to me that I know. Fret you worry about how I got here. Imagine where I'm going next. What you see it is no fear. Bitch, I burn it down till ain't nothing left. Tell me something I don't know. Give me love that I won't get. Show me something I can't see. Prove to me that I know. Fret you worry about how I got here. Imagine where I'm going next. What you see it is no fear. Bitch, I burn it down till ain't nothing left. Tell me something I don't know. In a city full of that gun smoke. Yeah. The liars stand in the front row. It's a war, nigga. Why you think they call it a front phone? Yeah. Well, I'm not that nigga the front on. Fuck saying names, I ain't taking aim. I just drop grenades with no pen. No need to raise the bar for this. The way I move is too legit. I'm God tier of this rap shit. Double dog spelled backwards. To blast at me is blasphemy. But if it makes you better, get active, king. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. I'm a selfish God, I need the curses too. And to call out your name will mean that I worship you. But the irony is I can't say your name that I never knew. Tell me something I don't know. Give me love that I won't get. Show me something I can't see. Prove to me that I know. Fret you worry about how I got here. Imagine where I'm going next. What you see it is no fear. Bitch, I burn it down till ain't nothing left. Tell me something I don't know. Give me love that I won't get. Show me something I can't see.